metals. And we'll see that. Anyhow, we want to study this in some time. So we'll continue now. So later we'll continue with the other chapters. So here, board exam, the expected thing this year, I'm saying, from the extraction of metals. So that's the reason when whomever it is, when you are starting, so be thorough with the extraction of metals first and then chemical properties. So other than that, physical properties and all, what we can say is, unless you are very good in this extraction of metals and chemical properties, then the third priority is that one. So according to that, you have to follow it. So now let us see. We'll start with here. So with this question. So this is a case study, I think it is. So if you notice it, that's the reason I'm saying electrolysis diagram is the most important diagram. So at least that diagram learn error free, because many years that diagram only asked. Even I think mid exams madam asked in our exam, but most of you have done a mistake in the diagram. That including Harish, he has drawn second time. Am I right, Harish? First time you have not drawn. You have straight done, you have drawn second time. So that's what. So the first priority in this chapter is this diagram only. So please note it. The 4 points I will say you. Then we'll go to that question. So this is the diagram which is the most important one. So all of you remember cathode and anode, both ways to call it as electrodes. So anode is always a positive charge. Cathode is always a negative charge. So that you are not supposed to forget it. And remember, anode mud, that extraction, after extraction of metal pure, we are going to get the mud at anode. That is what we used to say, anode mud we used to say. And you can see here, from the anode, the ions are moving towards to the cathode. So that is very important. And anode, you always need to take impure copper, and whereas the cathode is a strip of the pure copper. So when the current is keep on passing, the thickness of the anode is keep on decreases. The thickness of the cathode is keep on increases, because the metal is going to deposit above it. And then next, cations. Cations are positive. That is why they will move always towards to cathode. Anions, normal, generally I am saying, anions are negative. That is the reason they will always move to anode. Negative charge, positive charge. Cations are positive. Cathode is negative. Anions are negative. Anode is positive. In extraction of metals, please remember, impure metal is taken at the anode, pure metal is taken at the cathode. For 10 minutes time if you spend, you can practice this diagram beautifully. And remember, no diagram is supposed to drawn with a pen and free hand. That is a major drawback what I observed after correcting the that PT paper, mid-exam paper. Many of your worstly have drawn, that is freehand you have drawn, or else you have drawn with a pen, and many of you are drawing without a battery. Do you think that without a battery the current will pass? Without a current, how the electrolysis process will take place? That's what I'm saying. Exact diagram picture has to be practiced. So that is a high priority diagram, so you cannot avoid it. So you can spend time and you can learn it. I want everybody's error free. It is that much. It is important item. So now let us start with the first question. The same you can see here. So answer any 4 of the following 5 questions based on the information given below. So Krunal connected a copper wire plate and an iron plate to the positive and negative terminals of a battery respectively along with a switch. He immersed the plates into a beaker containing acidified copper sulfate solution. Acidified copper sulfate solution. So what do you mean by acidified copper sulfate solution? Anybody? Acidified means what? It has to be mixed with the home acid. Why? To make it good conductivity. Am I right, everybody? Acidified water, acidified copper sulfate solution. Why we are adding the acid? To make it very good conductor of electricity. That is the reason we'll add acid, acidified. So now the question is, you can notice it. It is acidified copper sulfate solution. Copper plate at positive. Positive means it is a what, everybody? Anode or cathode? Anode. Negative. What is this, everybody? Cathode. Yeah, that is what. So here you see positive, negative terminal, positive terminal. Now it is open. So current will pass or not will pass? It is an open circuit. Is it current will pass or not will? It is an open circuit, right? Current will conduct or not? No. Do you understand it? So it is an open circuit. Current does not conduct now. So if it wants to conduct, carry the conduct, it has to be what? Closed circuit. Am I right, everybody? You understand? Now, after a few minutes, even before he turned the switch on, he noticed that copper was deposited on the iron plate. One of the best question related to chapter 1. If you have been really understanding basic knowledge also, it will never take more than 10 seconds to answer this question. He not on the switch. Yes, Hari. So what is this answer is, everybody? Displacement reaction. Why, guys? Anyone can tell me? Because where is the iron? Iron is at what? Iron is more reactive than copper or less reactive than copper? All of you?
More reactive.
More reactive than copper. So we all know chapter 1 will study the equation Fe reacting with the copper sulfate. So we are going to get what, everybody? Yes, please.
Iron sulfate plus copper.
Plus we are going to get copper. This copper is going to deposit at where? Anode. Do you understand?
Iron.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, mistake. Yeah, iron plate. It is going to deposited on the surface of the iron plate. Am I right? Correct, Hari? Yeah. So that is what you have to remember. So very, very important question. See, that is what we can say connectivity. One chapter to another chapter, how they will interconnect is like this. Okay, what happened to this? I don't know. So, okay then. Next question. I hope you all understand, everybody. So here it will be deposit. On the surface of iron, the copper will deposit. So here, no need to even on the connection current, still the reaction will take place because it is a displacement reaction. Because iron is more reactive or less reactive, everybody? More reactive than copper. Metal activity series. I think you all remember metal activity series. What is the statement? Please never call me a zebra. I like hydrogen. Call me a pretty girl. So remember that and accordingly you have to do it. Next, second question. Which of the following is likely to happen when the current is started? When the current is started, which of the following one will likely to happen? Anybody? So when the current happen, what will happen? The electrolysis process will take place. So electrolysis process will take place continuously. The copper is going to deposited on where? Everybody. Continuously copper is going to deposited on where? All of you.
Iron plate.
Iron. Understanding? And you can see, everybody, school book anode is given in the right side and cathode is given in the left side. So here The cathode, they are taking a pure copper. Do you think that you have to take only pure copper? If you take another material, does it not possible to make the electrolysis? Yes, it is possible. That's what they're taking here. So they're taking here iron metal. But here cathode is and anode is opposite direction. So now here what will happen? The copper plate and iron plate. So copper sulfate solution. So what will happen? Everybody. So it will be continuously start depositing copper sulfate on the surface of iron. So that is what is the thing. So it is just reverse to this one. Here it is going from always same anode to cathode, anode to cathode. Here also same anode to cathode, anode to cathode. That's all. Clear? Understand everybody? So what is going to happen? Copper will continue to be deposited on the iron plate. So if you, sir, I don't know, sir, let us go with the elimination method. First, iron will be deposited on the copper. No, because we all knows that iron is more reactive or less reactive? More reactive than copper. No, not possible. No reaction will occur at the iron plate or at the copper plate. It is also not possible. The copper already deposited on the iron plate will go back to the solution. Impossible. So what is the only possibility? It will be continued to deposited on the iron plate. That's all. Understand everybody? Please respond. That is all. Next. Krunal now replaces the iron plate with a silver plate. Iron plate with a silver plate. So he sees that there is no deposition of copper on the silver plate before starting the current. See everybody. Before, after starting the current, definitely copper will deposit. Do you all understand, Ra? But before starting the current, if it is iron, we are seeing the deposit of copper. But if it is a silver, we are not able to see. What is the silver symbol? Silver symbol. Why? Silver is less reactive than copper or more reactive than copper? Everybody
Less
reactive than copper. So that before starting the current, is it reaction will take place or not? No reaction will take place. So silver is more reactive than iron? Wrong. Silver is poor conductor of electricity than iron. It is a good conductor. Silver is the topmost conductor of electricity. Am I right or wrong? Best conductor. Who is the best conductor among all the metals? Silver. Electricity chapter, physics we studied. Do you remember everybody?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
no. Silver is the best conductor of electricity than copper, but that is not the reason. Silver is less reactive than copper. That is the reason no copper will deposit before starting the current. Next. What is likely to happen to the concentration of copper sulfate solution in the solution on passing electric current through the solution in the setup with the silver plate? So what will happen? Concentration. Whatever it is the plate, you have to take the pure plate. So what is the concentration? That is what they are asking. What is likely to happen to the concentration of copper sulfate in the solution on passing electric current? Solution on passing electric current through the solution in the setup with the silver plate. Iron plate means it is different because iron is more reactive than silver. Now it is silver plate. So what will happen? Anybody? It is silver plate. Even current passing, what will happen? From the copper metal, ions will go and it will deposit. But here what will happen? They are asking about the solution, acidified solution. So acidified copper sulfate solution. That concentration, what will happen, guys? That is just to conduct the electricity. That is just to conduct the electricity. Please remember that. That is just to conduct the electricity. So what will happen to the concentration? Everybody. The concentration remains same. So please learn it. If I take silver, but if I take iron, the concentration is not because iron is reactive with the copper sulfate. That's the reason it will not be. So with the silver, it will be concentration remains same it is. That is what you have to remember. Okay, everybody. Next, which of the following will happen to the weights of the silver and the copper plates after passing the current for the some time? Everybody, which plate weight will increases? Which plate weight will decreases? First, what will happen in this reaction? Check it, everybody. Just now I said, anode, when the current is passing, anode thickness will be keep on decreases because it is impure. So thickness will be keep on decreases. Cathode, it is a pure, so the thickness will be keep on increases. Now the same thing apply here. So here who is the cathode, who is the anode? Everybody, cathode is the pure, so silver. Anode, it is the impure, copper. So now whose thickness will increase? Everybody, whose thickness will increase, whose thickness will decrease? Copper is going to deposit here, guys. So keep on depositing. So whose thickness will increase? Hare?
Silver plate thickness will
Huh?
silver plate
Yes, the weight of the silver plate increases and that copper plate will
increases.
decreases. Okay. So even first option itself is that, so that I can mark. Clear, everyone? All of you? Now please respond, everybody. Okay. Understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
See, remember the most prior thing in this chapter is electrolysis only. So of course we'll discuss. So give priority to this and you learn it. So whatever the possible questions come from here, you please try to learn. Definitely it will help us in the board exam. So they will touch the question definitely from the electrolysis because it is very needed concept. 12th, 11th and 12th, there will be a separate chapter for electrolysis. So we have to learn it. That's the reason. Next, question number 6. Three pieces of a rust-free iron rod are completely coated with the following. One is plastic, another one is oil paint, another one is zinc. So you might be notice all three are protection of iron from the corrosion or formation of rust. So zinc coating is called it as something. What is the name of that? Everybody? Coating of, yeah, galvanization. Please learn. Okay, now an identical scratch is made on each piece. Scratch in the sense of or a small line cut, you can notice. So thus exposing the iron. The pieces of iron are kept exposed to moist air for 10 days and then checked for rust formation. State if rusting will be observed at the point of the scratch on the three iron pieces. Give reasons for your answers in each case. Name the process of applying a protective zinc coating to steel or iron. So this is the process. Just now I told you. What is the process, everybody? What is the? Yes? All of you?
Galvanization.
Galvanization. So make it right, everyone. That process is called it as a galvanization. Next. Give next. State if rusting will be observed at the point of the scratch on the three iron pieces. So are you observing the rusting at the three or only one or only two? Anybody? First, plastic one. So there is a iron piece wrapped with a plastic. There is a iron piece, make it with oil paint. There is a iron piece coated with the zinc. Now all the three we made a scratch. Now the question is they're asking in which one all three are exposed to atmosphere. Now they're asking in the scratch area, are you going to see the corrosion or not? That is what they're asking. Anybody? One of the most important question. Please learn extremely, very, very important. This question is asked from in text only. But in text, you won't find the plastic and oil, zinc alone. If you go through the question, I think there is a question you can experience it. Those who read the book, you can find. Even though that if it is coated with a zinc, but if there is a scratch, still it won't be exposed to it won't be catch the corrosion. It won't be corroded. So there is a paragraph. Anybody can tell where it will be? Somewhere in text question or exercise question you have. So those who have read, you can. If not, also you please find it. It is there. NCERT, it is there. I know very well. So I will say the answer. You please write it. So as we all knows that, remember, plastic and oil paint. So wherever corroded, or else you see you're in front of you, your house, you are having a gate. So have you noticed it? Iron gate and all, if you see that, wherever the paint is damaged, definitely there the corrosion will started. Am I right, everybody? Will you all agree with me? Yes or no, guys? So wherever the region, wherever the paint is damaged in our iron gate, so that region definitely it will start corroding. Am I right? Corrosion will start. Correct or not, guys? Yes, please. All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So,
So plastic, if it is completely covered, then it will protect from the corrosion. But if there is a scratch, so it will never prevent the oxygen to supply, so that oxygen will supply, so it will start corroding. And if I take oil paint also, the region where it is damaged, scratch, definitely it will allow the oxygen, so that it will make it to corrode. But if you take in the case of zinc alone, so what will happen? Zinc, we all knows that. Zinc is more reactive or less reactive? Everybody. Zinc is more reactive or less reactive than iron? Yes, please. More reactive. Understanding? And zinc is, of course, so even though if it is a scratch, so what will happen? First, who will react with the iron? Who will react with oxygen? Everybody. Zinc will react with oxygen and it will form a zinc oxide, which is also, we can call it as something. Anybody? Amphoteric oxide. Understand? Amphoteric oxide, which is insoluble. Understanding? Further, it is like insulation. So further corrosion, further oxygen cannot go inside. So that is why even though there is a scratch, zinc is more reactive than iron. So it will react with oxygen and it will form a protective layer, call it as a zinc oxide. Same way another metal also will do the same thing. Who is that?
Aluminium.
Aluminium. So remember Al2O3, aluminium oxide and zinc oxides, they are insoluble in gases. Inert gas not. Insoluble in nature. Once they will form the oxides, further reaction won't be carried out. So that is the reason we cannot observe the corrosion even though there is a scratch in the zinc coated iron. But a plastic and oil paint we can. So the answer, it is NCERT also, it will be their question. So once you read, you find out, please, otherwise I'll find it. The most important question is this one. So please learn, everybody. Rust will be seen on the plastic coated iron plates, as I told you. Rust will be seen on the painted iron plate, but no rust will be seen on the zinc coated iron piece. Reason? Iron rod is in contact with air and moisture. So wherever damage, that coating is damaged, directly air will contact. Zinc also iron, here also same, oil. But in zinc, what will happen? Zinc is more reactive than iron. So it will get oxidized in preference to the iron oxide. So that is what we'll say. It will form a what compound? Everybody. It will form zinc oxide. Yeah, amphoteric oxide, which is a protective layer so that further no supply of oxygen to the iron. So iron will never be corroded. So very, very, very important question. I think NCERT exercise also, this question is there. Somewhere it will be. And you can notice it. And as well as there where it is, extra questions will be there. NCERT exemplar. So somewhere here or there, definitely the question will be there. So please learn it. Very, very important question it is. Okay, all of you. So we'll discuss it. So that is what is the answer for this one. So anybody having any doubt, you can ask me. So where everybody has to learn that question. Next. Listed here is the reactivity of certain metals. Reaction metal, reaction with air, reaction with water, reaction with the dilute acids. Reaction with air means it is reacting with the what? Anybody can tell? Reacting with the
Oxygen.
oxygen. So by seeing this question, your mind should say something. By this time, there is a tabular column which is given by me. You have to remember that. What is the tabular column? Anybody can tell? Yes, please. Anybody? Remember the tabular column, Hari? Exact heading with the heading. They having the tabular column. Anyone? Orange color tabular column. Anybody? Trying to remember? From the class 8th ICSE book. At least now. The most important tabular column. See that even. Exact page it will. I told you, correct? There is no question paper without the question from this tabular column. 100% I will guarantee you. So please learn the chemical properties of metals. That is also the reactivity series. That is also only 3, at least reaction with the oxygen. That is what air, reaction with the water, reaction with the acids. If I am wrong, you can verify it. Is it any change in the headings, all of you? See that. Even acids, I mentioned you here. With the what? What acids? Dilute acids. Dilute acids. So, very, very important tabular column it is. It will be actually orange color, but here it is white. So, I shared you that. So, everybody having that. Maintain that print. I think Harish is having a print. You also maintain that. So, now they are asking gold, sodium, zinc, and platinum. Gold does not oxidize or burn. Platinum, no reaction, no reaction, no reaction. Of course, we all know silver, gold, platinum. You can see. Do not react with oxygen even on strong heating. No reaction with hot water or steam. Do not react with the dilute acids. Over. Next, they are asking. Okay, let it be. Now, so we all know sodium is extremely highly reactive. Zinc is moderately reactive. Okay. Now, from the list above, identify the metals that are likely to be found in a pure state in the earth crust. Pure state. Pure state means native metals. Pure state means we used to call it as a native metals. Anybody? Pure state, which we used to call it as a native metals. What is that native metals, everyone?
Gold.
Gold, silver.
Platinum.
Native state. Pakrang NCERT book it is. Found in native state means what? Pure in the under the earth crust. That's all it is. Gold and platinum. All of you clear? Definitely the question will be from that. So please, all of you kindly make sure that question everybody has the tabular column has to be printed in our mind. That is what is my expectation from everybody's. Not only gold, there is any gold and platinum both. Okay. Next question. This is another important question. Till today, there is a confusion in this question. So even me also, we are not able to find the answer for so many. But let me this year, if you find, I will be happy. So it is fully confused question. So, but this is one of the, like what we can say, will make us to experience many things from this. So many days we have tried this question, but still many possibilities are there because it is also purely to up to 12th level. So same colors, many different solutions are there. Even I discussed with many people and even last year students also. But still some part we found, some part still there is a confusion for us. So let us discuss now again the same thing. So the blue colored solution of the sulfate salt of metal W is taken in a beaker. So definitely it is a what actually blue color solution. Means it is what? Copper sulfate. Okay. Next. Metal powders X, Y, Z are added one after the other to the beaker. The color changes occurring in the solution are shown below. So if I add metal X, it will turn into colorless solution. If I add metal Y, it will turn into pink solution. If I add metal Z, it will be turning into green